thanks to Aubrey's hard work. He tracked them down. So it seems like the two... Oh, I actually can see a kill. We're going to go and reposition in just a minute. So we've got the Two Mhangeni boys. This is just one of them. Now, they're fairly easy to identify because sadly, and this is the worst of the two, have lost most of their hair due to mange. But we'll chat a little bit more about that. As you can see there, very few patches, but I think they'll get better. I feel like now that we're coming into rainy season, you know, the food is going to be, all the food, when I say the food, the buffalo and things that they're eating, are also going to be in good nick. So that's definitely going to help improve the conditions. It's almost like a vitamin boost, I suppose. As soon as the quality of grass and leaves and things like that start to improve once the rain arrives, then the same thing will happen. Everybody, it's like having a flu shot before winter. Everybody will have this amazing a boost of, I'm sure, energy, vitamins that comes with the new growth of plants. Let me just quickly go around the corner because I can see that I think there's a kill over there. Now, we don't know if these guys have killed it or maybe they've stolen it from a leopard or from something else. Let's quickly go around. There's the other lion with the big belly. And there is a kill under the tree. Which makes, that's very, it's a warthog too. Ages, unfortunately, I'm not a vet, so I haven't got a clue as to how long it will take for these lions to get rid of their mange. So there's the other boy. It could take a few weeks, it could take a couple of months. I think it depends on a lot of things, how they are doing. They also don't look like they're spending much time grooming themselves, which doesn't help. They need to constantly keep grooming, and that will also help, you know, control it. They seem to be very dirty at the moment and not looking after themselves, but perhaps they're super stressed with being kicked out, you know, and chased around by other lions. That's maybe why they're not looking so good. So just under this tree there is a warthog kill. There we go. So there's a dead warthog. Now that's quite suspicious at the base of the tree like that. I wonder if there was not a leopard here feeding it on the ground and then desperately tried to make an attempt to take it up the tree, but the lions were just too quick. So that's what could have happened. Or these lions essentially could have killed it themselves. So it kind of just we'll never know the answer to that, I'm afraid. Michelle, yes, they do. The lions have got enormous bellies. So warthogs are also rather large creatures, so it looks like they've eaten most of it. So even if it was stolen from a leopard and that had eaten a fair amount of it, I think those animals get really big. So there's more than enough meat to go around. Yeah, the warthog doesn't smell particularly nice. Every now and then I'm getting like these little scents of dead carcass. Now, they have got full bellies. They've already gone for a drink of water. It's a nice cool day. I reckon that these guys are just going to sit here and sleep and rest and hope that the sun doesn't break too early, because that will mean that they dare have to open their eyes and get to their feet and move to a shady spot. So I think they'll hold out in the open for as long as they can. So we won't spend too much time with them. We'll probably head on down towards and try and find those lions. But you can see this male is not affected as badly. Now, I've just been thinking back to my time just in general in sort of wildlife and all the things that we've seen. And surprisingly, there's a lot of animals out there with mange. The amount of times I drive past and the odd kudu has got a bit of it, or an inyala. There's a few bushbuck around camp that are not looking so great either. So it's definitely present all the time in the wild. So Chitty Meg, the chances of a very healthy animal catching mange is quite slim. Again, they've got their routines. They're constantly grooming themselves. They might be eating regularly, so they're in good nick. Mange really only takes over, like it has on that other line, when they're weakened. And I think stress will have a huge, or play a huge role in that too. So from what, just so I can obviously go into more depth about where these boys come from, because He knows quite a bit about the lions, working pretty much all over the Sabi sand and for many, many, many years. So he knows sort of the back line of a lot of these cats, and has actually watched so much of it. You know, prides come and go, different coalitions of males come in. I mean, he's lived through the Mapochos. He's seen it all, which is pretty epic. I'm quite envious of it. But essentially what happened is that there were 9 sub-adults that were left on their own, and one by one they've been picked off. And I think they were left on their own at just after a year old, which is quite young. So it must have been absolutely, it's like a serious shock to the system, not having anybody hunt for you anymore. I mean, they've barely worked out their hunting skills at just over a year old.